Check.
What I guess looking at the games tipping off last night and your opponent played, and what did you see from the Timberwolves with the new look of Carly, without Carly the Towns, a new look of Julius Randle?
They're still big. It's really big team. Um, they're going to take a little bit of time to get used to playing with one another. You could tell, but as bad as they think they might have played, they still had a chance to win it, and so they're a very formidable opponent. And it starts with their size. Also starts with Anthony Edwards and then Julius Randle, and then even the big fella Rudy Gobert. So good team. We're going to have to figure out a way to keep them off the glass. We're going to have to figure out a way to protect the paint um, while getting the shooters too.
When you have obviously Kevin's ready to go. As a coach, do you have to look at him any different when he's coming back in that first game? I mean, I don't know if there's a minutes restriction at all, but you kind of have to watch out for that at all.
No minutes restriction. But obviously you want to be able to make sure that you have a feel for how the players are playing out there. He hadn't played in a while, and he could be out of rhythm a little bit. Who knows? But there are no restrictions there for him to be on the floor.
Mike, having an asset like Keon, though, who I know he caught your attention by how he played at the end of the blowout in Houston, but staying ready, and you can plug him in if anything happens with the course. How valuable is that from a coach?
Extremely valuable. He's different than what we have in terms of his skill set, and you like the fact that you can throw him into the game and he can guard multiple guys on the perimeter, different types of players, especially guys that thrive in the pick and roll situation, while also being able to knock down an open catch and shoot three. His deflection rate is off the charts, and then for a guy his size, he's a pretty good rebounder too. So there are a lot of good things that we see from a young guy in Keon, and you love his readiness because every time we called his number and threw him in the game, he seemed to have an impact in some way, shape, or form.
And building off that too, we know you like to stagger your rotations,
Yeah.
stagger your lineup. So how valuable and how well do you think prepared these guys are to play with anybody at any given time with the different looks they'll get?
We're getting there, one of the things I reminded our guys that it's a process, it's a journey, and to try to think about the outcome every single time we step on the floor isn't realistic, or I don't want our guys to do that. And part of it is because we had a lot of guys injured, and we have some guys coming back now, and guys that are coming back are probably going to play, and so that means that there are going to be lineups that we throw out on the floor that haven't played together at all, and you talk about when you're watching the Timberwolves, they were making a little bit of a deal of, hey, this lineup only played once together, and really we haven't played with Kevin in 6 months in the lineup. We haven't played with that lineup at all because DeMar wasn't with us last year, so we're going to have some newness to us, and I just don't want our players, whether we're doing bad, to get frustrated, and if we're doing good, I don't want us to be here neither. We got to try to stay even keeled and understand that we keep embracing the process, the details, and the outcome's going to take care of itself eventually the right way, in my opinion.
You mentioned some of those guys. How's Trey looking? You kind of expect him to be possible.
Yeah, Trey will be cleared to play. He looks good, but again, it's similar to Kev. He hadn't played the whole preseason, so you don't really know what you're going to get, but he'll be available.
How much can you imagine playing a team with that length without him? And obviously Orlando's not around. How much will he be utilized in that way coming back from his injury?
During the minute sheets, because I just got word that he completed his last test just now to be cleared to play, but doing the minute sheets prior to this, like I did a minute sheet last night, and looked a little thin in terms of not in terms of how deep the team is. I like my team, but trying to say, okay, Kev, you may have to match up with Julius Randle for these 2 minutes here, you know, or Keon, you may have to match up with Nas Reed for these. Now, you know, with Trey back, we don't necessarily have to do that because Trey can fill the void as a bigger body.
You have to see how, you know, that second unit's going to work right now, you know, since you're getting all these pieces back.
100%.
Keon coming off the bench. What's your thoughts about, you know, getting them all together?
No, and that's part of it. You know, I was talking to somebody a little earlier. You know, this is probably the least amount of feel that I have for my group going into a regular season, and it's due to the injuries, and then the addition of DeMar too. You know, and trying to figure out the rotations and how we're going to use everybody. But I'm excited about it. The guys, you know, we scrimmaged yesterday, and so we got a little bit better feel of it. But we'll have to kind of wait and see as time goes on, because we may do some things tomorrow that we may not do in game 5 or 6.
Is there fear or anxiety?
Is it what?
Is there any fear or anxiety over that?
No, I mean, there's butterflies because of excitement. You're ready to start competing again, but there's no fear and anxiety. You know.
Coach, does it ever get old? I mean, the season opener. I mean, do you still get those?
No, yeah, that's the neat part about it is, you know, you're still excited. You're interested to see what you have, and you're excited for the fans and everybody else to kind of rally around you and get this thing kicked off the right way. So it never gets old to me.
What's the balance for you between, you know, wanting to get off to a hot start and expressing the importance of that, but also understanding there could be some growing pains here?
No, don't get me wrong. We want to win. We want to win every freaking game. So as that competitiveness is going to kick in, but at the end of the day, I guess I don't want to overreact either way, especially these first 5 or so games. And I don't want to be in a hole. I don't want to sacrifice losing to figure stuff out. But in the same breath, I do like our team. And I know I'm not going to panic if we don't start the way that, you know, I want to. I'm hoping for us to start. That's all. So.
Going back to your lack of familiarity with this group, how much then do you rely on the guys who are not just returning from the last couple seasons, but have been here in camp, the Foxes, the Sabonis, guys like that? How much do you rely on them?
A lot. You know, we always say, you know, hey, when you're on the floor, communicate. You know, if you communicate, give effort, and cover for one another, you got a chance. And, you know, most people apply that defensively, but it's no different offensively. You know, for a guy like DeMar, he may be in a spot to do this action, and because it's new to him, it's not innate. So the other guy just talked to him, hey, pin in here, you know, and so he's communicating to him. He's trying to cover for him, and then DeMar can get it from there. So our vets, the guys that have been here, need to step up and speak a lot, just not on defense, but even on offense as well.
If you don't mind sharing, how deep rotationally do you hope to be able to go with this group?
I hope to go 17, because then that means hopefully we're up big. but yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet. You know, because on my sheet right now I have some, okay, maybe this, maybe that. So I'm not 100% for sure.
Anything else, guys?
No minutes restriction for Trey?
No minutes restriction for anybody right now.
Gotcha. Right on.